downfield. Can they do it again? Yes, they can!
And the catch is made by Taj Washington. Touchdown, USC.
Blocked by Embiid! Timmy, yes!
All right. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Beef Upfront podcast here on Pick Swap Media. This year is Ryan Coyle, continuing today with our series breakdowns with Beef, where we're going through the top NFL draft quarterback prospects for this upcoming draft. Almost a week away now. Can't believe it's really snuck up on us, but very exciting time. Today, we continue on with the series with probably the third best quarterback prospect in this class, and Anthony Richardson out of Florida. Had already done 6 different episodes consisting of games from Bryce Young and CJ Stroud. Today's series kicks off the Anthony Richardson part. Richardson's a 6'4", 232-pound quarterback out of Florida, and we're going to be going through his game versus Utah today. Maybe the most polarizing prospect in this class, maybe the most overall talented quarterback, but certainly has some flaws in his game and has some stuff to work on, and you'll see all of that in this game. But you see the potential and all the raw talent that he has. My comparison for him is a young Josh Allen, kind of like when Josh Allen was coming out. Rocket arm, great size, can run, but very inaccurate sometimes. The scheme, I think, at Florida doesn't do him that much justice. There's a lot of like short to intermediate throws, and I think that could be kind of hiding some of his potential flaws, but he does flash some really good, intriguing plays down the field as well. He's just a work in progress, and I could see him going like as early as number 4 to the Colts. And I could see him sliding back to like around 15. Someone might trade up for him from there, but I don't think he slips out of the first half of the first round. So this game versus Utah, it was a 29-26 win versus a Utah team that was coming into the season that had playoff expectations. It was a very impressive first game, Labor Day weekend. 17 of 24 in this one for 168 yards, 0 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. So nothing crazy through the air in this one, but he did rush it 11 times for 106 yards and 3 touchdowns. And he had a few eye-popping plays in the meantime. So without further ado, we'll get into this. But he only had 100 rushing yards in one other game this past season at Florida. So this is his best rushing game of the year, and he's got a huge run that really contributes to it. But the quarterback run game is certainly going to be an asset for him at the next level. All right, let's start it off here. As I said, they're playing Utah coming into the year, a very good Utah team. You see right there just the zip on his ball. But like I was saying, the scheme, there's so much lateral stuff in the scheme. I don't really like what Florida had to work with. Inaccurate ball there, but you see the zip. The zip is insane on basically every throw. This is a very special play here. Amounts to an incomplete pass out of bounds, but yeah, just watch this. Makes one guy miss, 2 guys miss, 3 guys miss. His ability to kind of stop, start, move around the pocket is very similar to what we saw out of Bryce Young, but he's doing it in a 6'4", 232-pound frame. He can make these, big-time Power 5 defenders miss, and I think he's going to be able to do that at the next level as well, kind of evading sacks, and he's got the strength as well where if he's in the grasp of some defensive lineman, he still has the strength to break out of that. So that's a thing that I think he's going to be able to do well at the next level as he continues to figure out how to become a better passer. You see it there. Every single throw is a laser. We'll get to it. Might not be so much in this game itself, but through the other games, you see, like I said, every throw's a laser. You see the zip, you see the arm talent, but he certainly needs to work on his touch. And there's a lot of balls that are just coming in too high, and his receivers aren't able to corral him. So that's something he's going to have to work on as well. Like right there, another would-be sack probably for Bryce Young, able to stiff arm the defender, pick up a big third down and 3rd and 4 and able to get it there. All the tools you want to be able to work with. I mean, you see it right here. Pressure coming in on him. Stiff arm. Get out of my face. Bam. Break the tackle off the leg as well. And let's slide after the first down marker and continue to move the chains here. I mean, you see that right there. Just uncorks it. I mean, I had it written down on my phone. That's from his own 40. Delivers it to the end zone. So, I mean, that's an incomplete pass there, but his ability to get out of the pocket, on the move, set his feet, bam. Underthrown, obviously, incomplete pass, but you just see the arm strength there. A lot of the things with Anthony Richardson, you're going to be like, well, why are you praising him? It's like an incomplete pass or it's only a 2-yard rush. You just see the tools. This Florida team, I don't think is very good. And like I said at the beginning, the coaching, the scheme that they had set up for Anthony Richardson, I don't really think did him that many favors. Maybe it hid some of his flaws, and that's kind of what the design was. But I think with a guy like that, you just kind of got to let him loose and go after it. The raw tools and the talent is there. And I think that's what coaching staffs, the scouting departments and organizations, general managers, they're going to see that. And they might be like, all right, can we take these tools with this guy and work with him at the next level and make him into the player that he can potentially be? And if you got the faith in your staff and your department that's in your building, this guy should be almost like a no-brainer type pick with all the talent that he has at his disposal. It's just really refining some of the stuff. But even on like, you're going to hear me compliment like incompletions or just like a 2-yard rush, like I was saying earlier, but you can just see it there. It's just what's around him right now isn't really benefiting his game, I think. And I think he could be like one of those rare guys that is a better NFL player than he was in college. And there's like a perfect example there. He's kept clean. He's got the opportunity to set his feet, step up in the pocket, delivers it right there. Beautiful throw. About a 20-yard completion, 15-yard completion. Let's move the chains. These in-breaking routes across the middle. Great ball there. Little too far ahead out there on the bubble screen, leads to incompletion. But like I said, like there's so much in this offense, just lateral. And this Florida team isn't loaded with playmakers or anything. So a lot of his that's why I think his passing yards are down some, and sometimes even the incompletion or the completion percentage, because the guys on the team just flat out aren't that great, aren't that talented. And all these lateral plays, and it kind of hurts his yards as well, his yards per attempt. It's just I think he needs to improve his accuracy in like the middle of the field and those intermediate routes. But we saw like that glimpse like 2 plays ago where he's able to do that there. Nice little 4th and 2, get the ball into the playmaker's hands in space going forward, and he's able to turn it into a touchdown. But Richardson shows the ability to get out the pocket, throw accurately on the move there. And then there's another, or that play wound up getting called, I think, short of the goal line, but you see that he's an asset in the quarterback run game. And I think in the red zone, even from day one, if he goes to like the Seahawks with Geno Smith, they're going to be able to throw him in, Anthony Richardson, at like the 10-yard line, and let's open up the quarterback run game a little bit with him. There. Another ball behind the line of scrimmage. I just don't think that they've gained anything off that yet. That's why you can't just like look at the box score. You got to watch the games. I mean, right there, that's another instance where he's on the move, very comfortable throwing on the move, and not surprising with the athlete that he is. Another laser there across the middle. This is like one of his better games this season. I watched him play Kentucky, which he really struggled in, and the Georgia game he did pretty well in, but really struggled throwing over the middle. Was missing high a lot of times. When he misses, it's high, but this game he's thrown quite a few lasers across the middle already. And no surprising, Florida winds up eventually winning when he's throwing these well-placed balls across the middle. But here it is. You'll see us from the back angle, but this is one of the plays that make you say for your GM, like, why wouldn't I take this guy in the top 5? I mean, you're going to see from the back angle, I believe, here, but uses his eyes really well on this play. So he's looking off this post. I think it's a post here. This corner is dropping back. He's able to get him fooled with his eyes, and then he knows, all right, I got the wheels. I'm going to take off and run. Let's make him think we're going, that post. It might be a post corner there. This guy coming across the middle. Fools him with the eyes. Bam. Green grass in front of me. Let me take off. And this is like a 65-yard touchdown run. And then even when he gets down there, let's make a guy miss, juke him out of his socks, and let's go score. You'll never have to worry about if Anthony Richardson's your quarterback if you have the best athlete at the quarterback position in that game. He's always going to be the best athlete on the field. Able to fit it in those tight windows too, but just everything is a freaking laser. And that's something you're going to have to work with, because if you're not perfect on some of your timing on the routes and you're throwing in lasers, your guy's turning around, he's not ready, it could hit him right in the hands or hit him in the helmet, hit him in the shoulder pad as he's turning around. Ball's up in the air, that's a pick. So that's something that he's certainly going to have to work on, his touch and just being able to, know when I can throw these lasers and fit in these tight windows. But like when guys are, their backs turned to you and they got to come out of their break and turn, and the ball's coming in hot and you're not ready for it, if your timing's off by a step or two, that's going to lead to some incompletions and interceptions potentially. Low miss there. Usually when he misses, it's high, which is, I'd rather you miss low personally, just because high gives you a better chance to ball to get tipped up in the air and to get intercepted. So accuracy and just ball placement is a work in progress with Richardson as well. And that play right there, like that's a high miss. That's a reckless play. This game, he was pretty, or we'll watch it from the other angle. He was pretty solid with, ball, not ball placement, ball security in this one. But this one, just throw it away, Anthony. Don't try and force something when it's not there. You see him dropping back. He gets pressured, escape that, reset. There's no point. There's 1, 2, 3 white jerseys there, and you got 1 blue, and he's draped in coverage by a Utah player. And let's just throw it up here, and lucky it doesn't get intercepted, but that's just a poor play there and just a sign of he needs more reps and some more maturity, I think. I just hate this Florida offense. I just don't think it does him any wonders and helps him at all. But when he's on, like passes like that, right on the money, intermediate throw, and when he's on, it has time to set his feet and step up and fire. He can deliver almost any throw you want. That's not a worry for me. I definitely think, even watching this a few times through now, I think he's going to be a better, as long as he gets put in a right situation and the coaching staff knows how to use his talent, I think he's going to be a better overall player. All right, this is the play. Just real quick. I think he's going to be a better overall player at the next level. But this is the play. This was coming into this game. He was like under the radar, like Heisman guy. He was like plus 1,000. I want to say something like that. Maybe even like plus 10,000. I forget what the exact number was, but after this game, his numbers like kind of skyrocketed, and this was the big eye-popping play. Why? And just a snapshot of the talent that he has. 2-point conversion attempt here. I'll just let you sit back and enjoy and watch this one. I mean, that's pretty ridiculous. The jump, spin move in the air, pump fake, escape 2 defenders, keep rolling, and keep my eyes downfield and hit my receiver for the 2-point conversion. I mean, that's a special play right here. We'll watch this one in slow-mo. All right. Got the ball fake out of the backfield. You got 2 defenders closing in on you. What does he decide to do? Pump fake, spin, make 1 guy miss, make 2 guy miss, keep my eyes downfield, and I'm going to throw it in for the 2-point conversion. And right there, that's a play where, if you're a coach or a GM and you're having a little bit of a hard time convincing your owner or someone in the higher brass that this should be our pick, that's like a clip that you can take, be like, this is something I can work with. This is something I want. Let me get my hands on a player like this, and I think I can make him a special player. Just so much lateral stuff, like I was saying, but they're down 26-22, and Richardson's going to take him on a game-winning drive here, I believe. Taking what the defense gives to him. Besides that one play where it was just a little bit ago, he does a pretty good job, I think, of taking what the defense gives to him as well. Not really forcing much. But this is just something you need in key situations in the NFL these days. And I always relate it to Patrick Mahomes, because Patrick Mahomes I think he could really run for like 50, 60 yards a game. But he's such a talented passer where he's going to beat you with his arm, just because I think it's better for him long term, and it'll keep him healthy in the short term as well. But like key plays like this, 4th and 3, 26-22, first game with your new head coach, Billy Napier. You're playing a team that has playoff aspirations in Utah. This is like a primetime game, Labor Day weekend, week 1. You want to make a statement for your program here in this game. 4th and 3. Anthony Richardson knows my legs at this stage of my career are probably better than my arm and me throwing the football. I'm going to get out of this pressure, and I'm going to use my legs to pick up a big first down and continue this drive. And that's just what he does here. Able to evade a few rushers there, use his legs. No one's as quick as him on that defensive line. He's able to escape that, pick up a huge first down. Tuck it and run when the money's on the line, get the first down by any means, and that's what Anthony Richardson can do. Going to be a huge asset, I think, in the quarterback run game from day one. He's compared to Cam Newton a lot, but I think Cam was a better passer, more polished coming out. Much more like a young Josh Allen where the raw tools are there. Certainly needs some work, but all the talent in the world you want to work with. And here he goes. His third rushing touchdown of the game. Game-winning drive against the number 7 team in the country. Very impressive start there by Anthony Richardson. And the season, I don't think it went exactly as planned. He certainly had some bad games. Like we'll get into the next episode, the Kentucky game. Certainly not his best, but a very impressive opening performance. And you see all the talent there. I think that it's good enough to bank on and try and take a chance to work with this guy. You know, if you're Seattle at 5, maybe even if you're the Colts at 4, maybe even if you're the Detroit Lions at 6, he might be able to take you to that next level. But for my overall summary of the game, I just said flash all the talent in the world, a great runner. I think he's going to be an asset in that from day one, and his ability to make guys miss in the pocket even when he's got rushers coming at him, just like Bryce Young is able to do. Kind of juke him out of their socks, reset his feet, and throw. I think that's a thing that sets him apart from some of these other quarterbacks. Doesn't push the field much. I think that might be more of a scheme and a coaching thing, trying to keep his inconsistencies and his flaws under wraps. But with his talent, I think you got to kind of let him loose a little bit more. Throws lasers, though. The arm talent's always there. Leads this game-winning drive against a great college football playoff projected team in Utah. Very impressive in the first game of the season there, showing some clutchness and some maturity. We just had one reckless play during the game, that one where he tried to throw it over 3 defenders and fit it in, just trying to do too much. But I came away very impressed with this one. The Kentucky game, which we'll get into next, wasn't that impressed. And then we also break down the Georgia game. We'll be doing that as well later this week. But that game, he certainly flashed some, but it was another thing where it's like, what is the scheme and the coaching kind of doing for him? They weren't really helping him out. So overall grade for this one, gave him an 8.5 out of 10. And I came away with this one thing, and I'm always not the biggest fan of quarterbacks that are inaccurate and, just have these tools, because sometimes they're just not accurate passers. They're just laser throwers out there and they don't know how to layer stuff. But I think Anthony Richardson shows enough talent where it's like, all right, I can help him work on some stuff. And I think that's what some coaching staffs and scouting departments are going to come away with while watching him. So that is it for Anthony Richardson, episode 1 of Breakdowns with Beef. Thank you, everyone, for listening. As always, please like, subscribe, and we will talk soon.